For every streamer the internet loves, there is one it loves to hate. And when it comes to female streamers, it is just so sharp. There are streamers who built communities through honesty and connections. On the other, there are streamers who should even still be on the platform. So, who are the queens? And who are the villains? Number 1, Iron Mouse, loved streamer. She's the streamer who shouldn't even be here, the underdog who wasn't supposed to make it this far. She is a Puerto Rican girl stuck in her room because of a rare immune disorder called CVID. And she is always in need of her oxygen tank, literally cut off from the outside world. For many, that would have been the end of the story. But for Iron Mouse, it was the beginning. Streaming was not just her career, it was her lifeline. She flipped on her camera, activated a virtual avatar, and suddenly a room that should have been a jail became the stage for one-of-a-kind success story. What hooked people was not pity. It was her spirit and her high-energy world. She was chaotic, loud, and spontaneous. One second she was singing opera. The next, she was cracking jokes about her illness. That made others feel less sorry and more connected. She didn't hide her reality, but she powered through it, while laughing in the face of challenges that would have broken most people. Her breakout moment came in 2022 with a subathon, and you know how long it lasted? A day? A week? It lasted an entire month. Yes, you heard me right. By the time it ended, Iron Mouse had become the most subbed female streamer in Twitch history. But her victory was not in those numbers. It was in her commitment and the loyalty her fans showed to her. They were a lifeline. They were not there to watch someone pick fights. They were there because she was raw. And in streaming, authenticity is the hardest currency to earn. Iron Mouse built a community that didn't care what she looked like. They cared who she was. She didn't just survive Twitch. It literally saved her life. Number 2, Zoe Spencer, hated. But for every Iron Mouse, there's a Zoe Spencer. She was one who decided to build her reputation on the opposite foundation. She applied to Kai Cenat's Streamer University, a golden ticket for up-and-coming creators. And Zoe was a name you would have barely heard of before she applied to this Streamer University. And what did she do when she didn't make the cut? She didn't just move on, instead she went live. She wanted to vent out her frustration, and instead of sympathy, she earned critics. Other creators accused her of being toxic, fake, and aggressive. Rather than prove them wrong, Zoe doubled down. She shouted and exploded. She fed into the exact image people already had of her. And it didn't stop online. Whenever she showed up around Kai, she got physical, yelling and picking fights in front of thousands of viewers. Those were moments designed to grab clips that made her a villain rather than entertaining. Within 10 days, she had gone from potential breakout star to Twitch's public enemy number 1. What destroyed Zoe was not bad luck. It was her inability to read the room or to read her audience. Streaming is not just about being loud. It's about making people want to stay. Number 3, Valkyrie. She was the streamer who redefined what it meant to lead. She was one among the female streamers who faced controversy, but turned it into revival. Ray started on Twitch long ago, but in 2020, she made a move many thought was career suicide. She signed exclusively with YouTube when Twitch was at its peak. Leaving it was like leaving the center of the universe. But Ray turned the risk into reward. She became one of the biggest names on YouTube gaming, co-owned the esports brand 100 Thieves, and reigned as one of the faces of the Among Us boom. Her rise didn't just come so easy. When she launched her skincare brand, Reflect, critics accused it of making false claims about protecting against blue light. It was a PR disaster waiting to happen, but instead of hiding, Ray faced it with all she had. She went live and admitted that she made a mistake. She said she trusted the wrong people and ended the deal. That is what the world expects. She didn't bury the controversy, she owned it, and that decision made her even stronger. Fans respected her more than anything because she proved she was human enough to fail and strong enough to take that responsibility. That was the kind of transparency that the viewers expect. And just like that, she became one of the most celebrated streamers while co-hosting the Streamer Awards, finding her place as a leader. Number 4, Pokimane. She was once the golden child of Twitch. In 2017, she was untouchable for any other female streamer. She was funny, charming, the girl-next-door personality that drew in millions of fans. But that fame didn't last too long. Over the years, critics called her ban-happy, accusing her of silencing critics with DMCA strikes. Yet those controversies didn't stop her. What did was something as small as a cookie. But the turning point was her own cookie brand, Menina Snacks, launched at $28 for 4 tiny bags of cookies. When fans called it overpriced, Pokey clapped back. She told critics, "If you're a broke boy, just say so." That single sentence shifted her image overnight. Suddenly, the girl next door was not relatable for her fans anymore. She became that rich, arrogant, and out-of-touch girl who could never survive in the world of streaming for too long. Other creators just added more to that fire. Kai Cenat tried the cookies live and called them overpriced. XQC gave them 1 out of 10. Her brand crumbled slowly, piece by piece, like one of her cookies, and so did her reputation. So here we are. On one side, Iron Mouse and Valkyrie, loved for their honesty and connection. On the other, there is Pokimane and Zoe Spencer, who are hated for their arrogance and chaos. But here's the thing, none of them started out hated. None of them planned to be villains. One mistake, one scandal, one stream, and the internet decides which side you land on. Now tell me which female streamer you hate the most. Comment below. If you loved this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more insane streamers' stories.